What is going on, guys? It's your boy Big Dylan and welcome back to another Destiny video. In today's video I'm going to be basically going over a Suros regime review. This is after the recent hotfix that basically give auto rifles a buff. I'm basically going to be giving you guys my opinion on the weapon. Is it worth using? Are auto rifles back at what they used to be? And just general thoughts on the actual weapon itself. So to put it short, very short and simple, to get it out of the way, would I recommend using this weapon? Absolutely no. Now let's get into the reasons as to why. So the first reason is the effective range of the weapon means you're actually competing with hand cannons and pulse rifles. Now you may be thinking to yourself, what do you mean by the effective range? Now what I mean by that is you can't shoot this thing across the map without losing a huge amount of your damage. This weapon is meant for close to medium engagements only, okay? So that means you are getting into gunfights consistently against hand cannons and pulse rifles. Now pulse rifles and hand cannons are the kings of close quarters combat, especially hand cannons. 9 times out of 10 you're probably not going to be outgunning a very good player that's using a hand cannon with this auto rifle, the Suros regime. It's just not really that useful at the ranges it's supposed to be good in, okay? The next one would be the damage drop off of this weapon is too drastic. Now what I mean by that is 1 minute you're dealing 37 damage and then add an extra 1 meter onto that and then you're dealing 33 damage. That's a lot of damage to lose just from like an extra meter, okay? I mean, the damage drop off on this weapon itself, the actual a range of the weapon needs a severe buff. Not being able to actually shoot people at quite average distances, I'd say, is quite shocking in my opinion. The weapon at times seems to vary in the amount of damage it wants to deal as well. The damage drop off is very inconsistent. One time it'll take maybe 2 damage off, and then it'll take 5, and then it'll maybe just take 1, and that's probably pretty much from the same distance, and that's not even going into the actual bottom half of the mag. That's just in general with the actual game being weird. I don't know why it does it. So the bottom half of the mag thing as well is pretty bugged out right now. It doesn't really seem to work, so that's also another issue with the weapon, so it makes it very inconsistent. Now the other thing is the timer kill of this actual weapon is just too slow. The time to kill is way too slow. Now by the time you've shot I think maybe 4 bullets out of this Suros with the focused fire perk, that's what I'm using on in all of the footage that you're seeing on screen. That was the perk I was running on this thing. So by the time I've shot about 4 bullets I could have either been 3 tapped by a hand cannon, or I could have been shot by 3 bursts of a hawk saw or a blind perdition, pretty much in about 4 or 5 bullets, and I've still got the Suros is a 6 shot to the head, I think. I'm pretty sure it's a 6 tap to the head of 37 damage, so yeah, that's a 6 shot to the head. Now what do I think would be better for the Suros? I think the Suros in general needs a bit of a range buff. I feel like the effective range of the weapon is really quite crappy compared to some of the legendary counterparts. Another thing I would like to see is the weapon to receive a damage buff rather than it dealing 37 damage to the head. I'd like to see it deal about 40 damage. That would possibly bring in the possibility of being able to actually get a 5 tap to the head, which I feel like it would make the weapon a little bit more usable. More people would actually want to use the weapon, because right now there's not really any real need to be using this thing over something like a pulse rifle or a hand cannon. When you're getting into a gunfight with a hand cannon, they have the ability to peak shot you, which you do not. Be able to get, they have the ability to get a huge amount of damage in 1 bullet. Okay, then they can go back into cover, then they can peek back out, and then they can pop you in the face again and get another huge amount of damage in. You with an auto rifle do not have that ability. Again, auto rifles, like I said, they're in a little bit of a sticky situation. The buff was really nice in the recent hotfix, but again it just didn't really do enough to the actual weapons themselves, and I feel like auto rifles just are still that very, you know, nostalgic, lackluster weapon that we've all been wanting to be good for a very long time now. And as you can see, this guy is, you can see he's not very far away. 31 damage a headshot from that range. You know, that's 6 or 7 damage off of the weapon from not even that far. So I mean, as you can see, the damage drop off is very drastic, and it's really just quite pathetic how much damage you lose from, you know, quite close ranges. Obviously this is just all my opinion, these are my thoughts. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel for daily content. Thank you so much for watching, and peace.